Hi viewers, my name is Esther David and I welcome you to today's live where I'll discuss about the office romance and their impact on career. I want to wish each one of you a happy Valentine, and I pray and I wish that you enjoy this season of love. It is as love is a beautiful thing, and we express love to all the different people in our lives, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, our colleagues, our those people who are near us, our friends. So it's love is a beautiful thing, and we cannot do without love. And so, being a season of love, this Valentine period, I thought I'll discuss about this topic. And my name is Esther David. I'm a career strategist. And if you are new to this channel, I want to welcome you to today's live. And I hope it will add value in your life and that you will make this channel your home. If you are a returning subscriber, I thank you for staying with me, for watching my videos, for your support, for your motivation, and I value you. And I pray that you continue to make this channel your home and we journey together and continue to learn and to grow and develop our careers. So I'll dive into today's topic. And to kick us off, I'll do an introduction and I want to define office romance. So, what is office romance? Office romance, as we can define it, is a relationship that develops between colleagues in their workplace. These colleagues can be working in the same department or they can be working in different departments. And it can be any level. It can be in the senior category, in the middle management or junior level. And how can we identify an office romance? It takes many forms, and it is starts with maybe a casual dating, and it also can go all the way up to a long-term relationship. So when I talk about the casual dating, maybe these are just the usual uh, stages of the relationship, but in some cases it develops and even the colleagues, they end up getting married. And at this point, there is as a way that HR can manage this within the policy. And so that is a short definition. And what is the impact of this office romance? Like any other situation, there is always two sides. It can be a positive impact, it can be a negative impact. Yes, we have positive impact, and this can be increased job satisfaction. These two people, these two colleagues who are in love, and they are able to enjoy their jobs, and so they end up spending much time in together. They motivate each other, they work together, and they share experiences, both personal and work related. And this ends for them, and it increases their job satisfaction. And number two, there's improved collaboration. Yes, these two colleagues, when they work together, they collaborate with each other as well as other members of the organization or the department. And so because they identify the strength of each one of them and their weaknesses. So there's the one who is stronger in one area is able to help the weaker one to be able to develop those skills. So they are able to motivate each other, and the stronger one can do that by either mentoring or coaching the other one. and this ensures that they are able to improve in their performance, and they are able to collaborate with other people in the organization, and therefore there is increased teamwork. So number three, there is, like I said, there is motivation, because they are happy, and so they're in love, and they motivate each other, they inspire each other, and so they motivate each other. When one is facing a situation in the workplace, the other one is there to guide, to support, and offer advice on how they can manage whatever situation the other is handling or encountering in the workplace. So these are some of the positive impacts, but we also have negative impact. And in the negative, we have there's conflict of interest. There's this especially happens if one of those colleagues, those who are in the relationship, maybe one is higher in authority than the other. So like a boss and a subordinate. So in this kind of relationship, there is conflict of interest, and especially when it happens like that, then it means that one has to move from that department, because the one who is the in authority might end up favoring the subordinate, and this might create a negative impact in the team, and other team members may feel like they are sidelined, and therefore the team cohesion is not, and team bonding is broken. So there is also, because of this, there is increased mistrust within the team, because the other team members will think that or that their boss has an interest in their one of their colleagues, and therefore they might not be able to work together, because they end up thinking that this colleague of theirs might end up going and discussing about whatever is happening in the team with the boss, and it might affect their work relations. So there's also that a decrease in trust. The trust is broken within the team and within the the group. And so number two, there's gossip and rumors. Yes, that is one of the things that happens in the workplace, and this actually is not a good thing, because it affects the work culture, and because of this, there is the place of work becomes disruptive, becomes one of the places where we have toxic culture. The gossip, the rumors, and the backbiting, the backstabbing, these are not recipes of a good work culture. And number three, there is emotional stress. If the two colleagues who are in love, whether they are working in the same department or they are working in different departments, but they are working in the same organization, if they have a problem in their relationship, then it might impact their performance in the place of work. And if they end up now breaking that relationship, then it becomes a very big thing, because they not only they are the two individuals at loggerheads, but they might also motivate other people to join in and fight one another. And this is not a good recipe for a good work culture. And so there is emotional stress for both parties, and they also emotional stress with the people around them, and it disrupts their work environment. Their performance, of course, like I said, is affected. And number four, there's legal issues. In some cases, the office romances might lead to a sexual harassment or discrimination case if one of the two maybe later on feels like they are taken advantage of, then they might feel like they want to put in a sexual harassment case. And if they do so, then it becomes not only very bad, and it not only affects the two of them, it also affects the organization and the work culture. And so these legal issues also, they don't portray like a good image to the company. And this is also one of the recipe for a bad work culture. So if it happens, and it does happen, as a HR, I can tell you it does happen, how are we able to manage that? And I can tell you it's not an easy thing, but HR has to manage. And so we are able to manage this by developing and implementing HR policies regarding office relationships and how to communicate them effectively, and how the two colleagues, they need to manage their affairs. And if we notice that maybe the two colleagues, maybe one is is the boss and the other one is the subordinate, then we have to move one of, maybe the subordinate, we can move them to a different team so that they can report to a different line manager. Or number two, if if they are like married, and depending on the positions that they are holding, if there is conflict of interest, and maybe there is information is going to that the whole is going to affect the organization, then one of them has to decide to resign the position so that we can minimize the conflict and also ensure confidentiality of the information. And HR also is able to provide guidance and training, and we are able to do so through the training programs that we have, like workplace conduct and how they need to manage the personal relationships if any one of the team members gets involved with the other. And also there is conflict of interest. So if there is conflict of interest, then as HR, we are able, like I said, we reassign one employee to a different team or different department, or one of them can terminate, can decide, between the two, they can decide who will terminate their employment, or HR also can make that call depending on the impact that role, not the person, impact that the role has in the organization, in the organization a corporate objective. And the other thing is, like I said, we have to ensure confidentiality. And so depending on the kind of information that is there, then if the HR, even though we might be able to know that these two, maybe they disclose to us that they are dating or they want to get married, then as HR, we need to make sure we maintain confidentiality. Though sometimes it might be, this relationship might be common in the workplace, but HR is not mandated to discuss this with any other member unless these two individuals have given consent. And the other thing is to monitor for harassment. Then HR also needs to ensure that they monitor this relationship and see if there's a case of harassment that has been put forth by one of the participants, then HR needs to do a thorough investigation according to the regulations stipulated by the labor law, then identify what is the cause, if this harassment is genuine or is not, if there's any discrimination case, after the investigations of that complaint, then HR can determine if that case is genuine or not. And the other thing is that as HR, we need to make sure that we lead with integrity, and we lead in all ways with our behavior and even the relationships that we have. It will be very bad if HR and especially the senior executives are the ones who are at the forefront of having this kind of relationships, because it will not impact a good work culture, and is not will not be able to set a good example to the rest of the people in the organization. And so yes, especially those people in the management, they need to lead by example. And we need to also continue to talk to our team members, and also encourage other people not to have this kind of relationships, because they affect not only the two individuals, but they affect the departments and the entire organization. So, like I said, what is the role of the HR? So in HR, we need to set and develop and implement clear policies and provide guidance regarding and training programs, provide training programs to the employees, so that we can minimize these cases, and also ensure that we promptly handle cases of conflict of interest, and we are able to manage that. And if there is a case of a sexual harassment or discrimination, then we need to manage that swiftly. As a HR, I have in so many aspects in my career, I have handled this kind of cases, and some with from the management level to management level, with a relationship between the management level with a junior person, with their subordinate. And also I've also handled like peers, between peers. Then yeah, there was a sexual harassment case, and it's not something that is good, because it always ends up having a negative light, and especially if the two are still supposed to work in the organization, then it becomes very difficult. And sometimes even depending on the gravity of the situation, the one who is aggrieved might actually decide that they don't want to work in that organization anymore. And sadly, it might end up, the aggressor might end up being terminated or losing their position. So as professionals, we need to make sure that we keep our feelings in check, our emotions in check. That's why we need that skill, the soft skill. I always talk about the soft skills. Those are employability skills. In other words, so emotional intelligence is very important, and it is one of the critical skills that we need to develop in the workplace and in every other aspect of our life. I do hope and pray that this discussion has added value to you. And let me know in the comment section if you have either seen such a case in your place of work, or if you've been involved in one. You can also tell us how you are able to manage that, and how did the HR in your organization manage the same thing. Thank you very much, and until next time, we'll meet again in a new video. Much love. God bless. Bye bye.